Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Stage Racer. We're on episode 52, and welcome to our first Grand Tour, the Giro d'Italia. We open with what is almost entirely a prologue. It's slightly time trial in nature. Now, I have a very good time trial rating. I have a very mediocre prologue rating. I'm not picked in the top 10 favorites at all, and for good reason, but the team very much wants me to get on the front foot. They want me to be top 3 at the end of this stage. Right. I have an excellent race day condition, as I should. I'm expected to have a +3 for almost the entirety of this race. I started a fitness peak yesterday. I'm on an objective. That combination with excellent fitness rating overall gives me a +3 rating daily for the next 2.5 to 3 weeks. Just about the entirety of the race. Today it's looking like we've got something along those lines, and that might actually be enough. I have 84 time trial. I have 84 prologue. I also have 84 resistance. So across the board, we're looking at an 84 rating. That might be a little bit too hard. All right, let's go. Let's get this race underway. It's really hard to judge 8.3 kilometers on how much to give. I'm guessing a 93 is a little bit too hard. It most definitely is. We'll back off to about an 87 as we get through this technical sector, and 87 is just about where we need to be for this. I think that's going to get us fairly neutral by the end. How in our very first race we are wearing the #1 jersey, I have no clue, but I'll take it. Slight little uphill through this bit, and we get through the time check. 5 seconds down on the best times. Cross the bridge, coming back the other way. And we have made up a little bit now. We're going to be able to push a little harder here through the final kilometer. 1K to go. To the finish line. 10 seconds down in 6th place. That makes a lot of sense. Not a great prologuer. And we didn't do anything wrong there, but not a great prologuer. Why they wanted me so high up the order, I don't know. But we do get into the top 10. That's what matters. And most of those around us are not contenders. Before we get too far into this thing, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're up for. We have 21 stages, of course, 8 flat. That's a lot of flat stages that we're going to be bypassing. That's going to shorten it down quite a bit. 4 punchy stages, 9 mountain stages, and 2 individual time trials, 0 team time trials in this year's edition, which is definitely a good thing for me. Now, one of those time trials already behind us. Stage 2 on the flat. Stage 3 is punchy? Really? That looks like it's going to come down to a sprint and not impact the times in any way, shape, or form. Stage 4. That looks punchy. But okay, they've classified that as a mountain stage. 5 is flat. 6. Okay. Now we're talking about a climb. Not a mega one. A puncher could still win that final climb, potentially. 7. Flat. 8. Punchy. Sure. 9. Punchy. Punchy? No. Mountain. Okay. I haven't seen really anything proper decisive yet. We've seen 1 mountain stage, and yet they've classified 3 at the halfway stage. Flat. Punchy. Definitely. Punchy. Punchy. Okay. Maybe down to the climbers, but really, boy, they are being really generous with the ratings on these stages. Flat. Definitely mountain stage. Finally. That is the first. Zoncolan. Zoncolan. Huge climb. Yeah. 15. Flat. What is punchy about that? 16. All's cat. Really? 11K. 6%. Who made up this tour? 17. Mountain stage. For sure. 18. Yes, flat. Agreed. 19. Okay, Sure, mountain. I agree. 20, mountain. Agreed. 21, 29K time trial. This is one of the easiest Giros I've ever seen. This is like the Giros of old, with an estimated half dozen stages that have been overclassified. We're going to have to suffer through a few of these. This should be a sprint stage. Yes, there's a few short, punchy climbs, but there's A, enough distance between that and the finish, and B, the final punchy one near the finish isn't enough to do much damage. Yeah, sure, I wouldn't be surprised at all if a few sprinters are dropped. Guaranteed there's enough sprinters left at the end that it's going to come down to them, that the peloton's going to have at least half strength by the end. Now, amazingly enough, 35 riders dropped already, just on the flat, for no reason at all. I'm looking strong. I've got a 0 race day condition already, so we've already drawn a big negative, but despite a 0 race day condition, I still have +2s in areas where it counts. It's all back together now, though, as the back group has regained contact with the peloton, and you can see we're still in cruise control. There's only 3 riders off the front. They have less than a 3-minute gap. There's no stress, there's no worry, and as they go to attack, it's going to hurt the group itself as they go through those KO endpoints. You can see just how much closer we already are. The longest, biggest, hardest climb of the day barely did any damage. Now, yes, I have some very, very weak teammates, so Simon Jones, he's on the verge of going out the back. 60K still to go, and this race is just starting to kick off. I want Camargo to get up here, please. I want Alves to get up here, please. Blicra, you're doing just fine with your task. I want Delay and Powers to get up here as well. 2 more of these. Really, it's just one moderate climb. And this is where we're going to lose some of those sprinters. At the moment, though, it's just a few riders out the back is all. Alright, just keeping tabs on things. Alves doing the work. Camargo is already here now. He wasn't a moment ago. And we're down to 3. And yet, it's still 162. 7 riders were dropped. 3 of them were my teammates. That's how weak our team is. 151, chasing 2. 2-minute gap. The bigger threat is chasing those 2 down than it is whether this is going to come down to a sprint of some sort. And we're looking at well above half the peloton. We're talking about 30 riders out of contention. That's all. Now as we go over the top, a few more are dropped. 115, 107. Okay. Getting closer to it being half. 40 seconds to those guys, 36 seconds. Definitely getting after it now. And I have my 2 lead out riders set up with 19K to go. I'll utilize them in the climb to come. 5K to go to the top of it. And we're halfway there, so it's only about a 2K climb. Okay, time to set that up with 4K to go. So here we go. We're going to go 3. Camargo has a little more energy than Alves, so Alves. Push, go ahead and do the transcend, if it'll let me. There we go. Find that gap, pull me through. Alves is done. Camargo. This is only doing what was intended, really. 100 riders left. We'll see it thin out a little bit more. We have gone off the front, but we're not going to hang on and win. I could go clear. I have a group of 8. Do I get a second? I do get a few seconds here. 900 meters to the top. Let's continue on. It's already back together. not going to win the stage. So if we can somehow create a little gap and go over the top first, we get 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds are valuable. If we somehow have 9 riders stay away, that would be something pretty dang amazing. 11k to go to the finish. Nobody wants to work with me. It's Barguil, Martinez, Gegenhardt, Caruso, Paulus, the other contenders around me. 10 riders chasing. If these gaps somehow hang on and be something, stupid thing, nobody wants to contribute here, as we actually have earned a gap, and they are calling it a punchy stage. Be okay with 19 riders going clear. 6k to go. I gotta back off. Let this thing come back together a little bit. Now it's 19 riders clear. Still nobody wants to contribute with 5k to go. I don't want to get dropped as they go to attack. There we go. Fabro contributing. Can we hold this gap now? 4k to go. I'm no contention for winning. I just want to be in contention for 19 riders gaining a gap over the field. 2k to go. Just casually holding position here. 1.5k to go. And 1 kilometer to go. And now we sprint it out. 19th is fine. Just 17th is fine. Just give me same time, please. Do not give me a lower time. It's 200 meters to the end. Bonifacio, sprinter, takes the win. Oh my goodness. A sprinter won? What? Alright, 17th. Will they give any sort of gaps? I only got distanced in the last 200 meters. That shouldn't be a gap. Oh, you better believe it. They gave a gap to me. Okay, 40 seconds to the followers, 51 to the other chasers. So how does that look now? Anrian, Caruso, Bonifacio, Moberg, Pedersen, Gegenhardt, Kelderman, Fabro, Martinez, Paulus. Not much of a threat in those guys. I'm 29 seconds behind now in 11th. It's a good thing that I'm not leading because my team can't handle the jersey. It's also a good thing that it's just a handful of classics riders left at the front. Martinez and Gegenhardt really the only ones with a whole lot of climbing ability. And then Anrian, 79 Mountain, not a major threat. Caruso, 79 Mountain, would make 2 more. Gegenhardt, gotta watch out for. Martinez. That's about it. So we just put some time on most of the actual contenders. And they're behind us. We're ahead of them. And we don't have to wear the jersey. It sucks that 200 meters before the line, we lose contact, and that amounts to a 26-second gap. But okay. If it is, it is. Stage 4, first mountain stage. I'd put this as more of a puncher stage. This is the second of those half dozen, I think, misclassified stages you saw in the last one. A sprinter ended up winning it. So, again, it rang true. I think a puncher with a bit of climbing capability could absolutely win on a stage like this. Final climb. Final climb is only 4K. And it starts gradual, so it's more like a 3.5K climb. And it eases off pretty quick before it goes over towards the finish. It's a hard 10% for that 4K. But it's only 4K.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment we
shouldn't see
too many attacks.
For sure that a puncher is going to win? No, I mean, it could come down to a mountain climber. It could come down to me. I have solid race day condition with A+5. And from looking at the teams and who's here at our first mountain stage, most of the teams did not bring their best riders. This Giro is lacking some talent. It is. There are a lot of weaker riders at this one. That being said, our biggest competitor, Lopez. Lopez has similar mountain rating, similar resistance, actually a little bit below,
We're already at the halfway stage.
and he's only a 70 time trialist, meaning that final stage definitely favors us. I mean, we could take 2 minutes on the last stage from him, potentially. Knowing how the AI is, though, they seem to always lose less than they should. Of course, in real life, even a weak time trialist is going to give their all and lose a minute and a half or something. So, let's say a minute, minute and a half. Okay. As long as we haven't crashed at that point in terms of our fitness, I like our chances. I like our chances a lot. Gegenhardt, the next best competitor. Gegenhardt, by the way, has won the Giro, so, good on him. But of course, that was extenuating circumstances. He was not the best rider there. Just circumstances. And most acknowledge that, right? He was fortunate to win it. But he's absolutely a good rider. And he's a good rider here. He's an 80 time trialist, so we're not going to gain anything on him there. But he's only an 81 mountain, and he's got about a 72, 73 resistance. If we have good race day condition throughout, we've got a real shot. What I don't have is teammate support. Being that we're on the expert hardest difficulty setting, everybody else gets a boost to their resistance. +3s, +5s. That's going to give me a boost that's going to make me level pegging. My mediocre resistance of 76 is going to be aided. And that's going to give us a real shot. But without very many hard mountain stages, if I don't have the right resistance at the right time, the right race day condition on the right stages, we could face some challenges. We could have some difficulties along the way. But are we in contention? Yes. Yes, I think the answer is a resounding yes. 75 riders left, 97 off the back. I think they'll regain contact as they're only a minute down. And with 75 riders, you got to figure we're spread out by a good minute. But will they get back on? Not for sure. Peloton's pushing pretty hard right now. Alves is here, but Powers is garbage. Powers just happen to be up front protecting me. Camargo's the only one we're missing off the back, though, so it's not terrible if they don't get back on, because that means other teams are going to be missing some guys, too. Missing guys that can impact things, like Camargo, but probably more than one rider missing off the back for a lot of teams. Alright, the proper climbs are about to begin. We do need to speed this up a little bit. We've got a slight amount of fatigue so far. Alves, oh, it's back together. Let's get Alves up here. That was momentary. It's been split off again. Let's try to get Camargo up here. That's all that matters. That didn't last long. Again, back together. Camargo, come on. Try to make your way forward, bud. On to the climb, and not much tempo right now. Which means it's going to come down to those last two climbs.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
Alves is here. Wait, Powers? Is Powers still here? No. Powers very much towards the back, but still not much push right now. A couple of riders trying to escape at the moment, but no point. 44k to go. Okay, Alves is going to begin his fade. I got caught up by somebody who else was beginning their own fade. Not interested in the KOM. Definitely thinking about the overall and thinking about how I do not have much teammate support. I want Camargo to still be around, so I'm going to let myself handle the climb for now and recover. Camargo can take over in a little bit. We see a split. Ooh, that would be fantastic if that held, but it doesn't. We're already back to 70 riders. Alright, now Camargo. Give me some protection. Get myself back to full strength, hopefully. Alright, I'm back to full strength. Camargo has recovered a little bit.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
And uptick in tempo right now is going to do some damage to some guys. So we'll keep him on protection. You can see how his heart rate was getting into the 170s. Alright,
So
again, recovery.
downhill, which will allow the riders to catch their breath.
And now we'll be on. This is where it's going to begin. But not where it's decided. You can definitely get dropped through here. But it's going to come down to that final climb. Okay, I saw an acceleration at the front. Martinez. Yep, they're trying to attack. Trying to attack. Camargo doing his thing. Halfway up this climb. Camargo's gone. And I've escaped off the front. We have opened a little gap, and it's going to really thin the field out on who can catch us. Okay, Martinez ready to contribute. Webb-Barl is with me. Now it's 26. Now we sit up. Wait for the next climb. I'd love to get those 3 seconds at the bottom, but no way do we do something about that.
Again, an attack is launched.
Foss on the attack, but not getting anywhere.
The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Recovery is going well. 8K to go. We want the gel now, not later. And we prepare for the climb. Oh, I almost got a second there. I was fourth across the line, I think. 85. Who can keep up with me? It's the easy way to do it. Who can climb my pace? 88. With some really strong resistance. It's going to be hard, really hard for someone to attack me right now. 5K to go. Two and a half K to the top. Now the riders are falling off the back. 1K to go to the top. 15 riders left. About to go over the top. Not much left in the tank, though. It's a little uphill here towards the finish. Now we sprint. I could have sprinted just a little earlier. I didn't have much. Oh, Lopez. Seriously? And Gegenhardt both gain time. Martinez. Fourth over the line. But again, not much of a mountain stage. Puncher stage. Pidcock, Bevan were there. Webb-Barl. So 13 riders come out with same time. And as much as I want to gain seconds, I don't want the lead of this race early on. My team would die trying to keep me in the lead, and I would have no support when I need it. I'm going to have very little support at any point during this race. I don't need us to be in the lead early on. I'd love to be a close second going into the final stage, with Lopez being the one at the helm, because I know I can gain time on him on that last stage with Gegenhardt well behind. That would be ideal. Very close second, like 5 seconds behind or something along those lines, but forcing his team to do all the work. That means we're back into the top 10. Andrian is still here. Caruso, Gegenhardt, Martinez still in contention, and Lopez 3 seconds behind me. I think that's just about right. I mean, we're in a great place right now. We're in a good position overall. We're starting to distance quite a few riders, but we're not in the lead, and there's still a handful of guys closely ahead. And Lopez, just a few seconds off. That's a good spot. It's a really good spot to be in at this point in time. That is going to do it for this episode, though. Stage one, or at least episode 1 of the Giro out of the way. 4 stages behind us. Lots of sprint stages still ahead of us, so this will go a little bit quicker than some of the others. Quite a few easy, punchy stages as well, so this isn't going to take too many episodes. Normally it's about 6 or 7 for a grand tour. I think we're looking more like a 5 episode kind of race here. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.